Virtually every day somewhere in the watershed, rain falls on impervious surfaces like this, and it carries chemicals, plastics, fossil fuels, and damaging levels of nitrogen towards the Chesapeake Bay. In fact, the only major source of pollution that's still increasing in the bay is stormwater runoff. We want to work with municipalities to meet the goals of the Clean Water Act. So, the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, with support from the Kresge Foundation, is introducing a revolutionary new way to finance green infrastructure. We're replacing traditional pipes and tunnels with rain gardens, bioswales, tree planting, pervious pavement, green roofs, and stream restorations. But even though green infrastructure is cost-effective, it takes money.
That money is typically raised through municipal bonds. But today there's a new type of investor and there's a new type of bond. We're in the middle of the largest wealth transfer in the history of the planet. These are the funds that baby boomers are passing down to their millennial and Gen Xer kids. These investors want two things. They want a financial return, and they want rigorously measured and evaluated social and environmental outcomes. Enter the Environmental Impact Bond. These bonds use a pay-for-success model, which rewards investors when communities are able to reach their measurable goals. We work with independent evaluators to set measurable goals for each and every project. With green infrastructure, the goal might be how many millions of gallons of stormwater can be kept from overflowing into local waterways. If the project meets its goals, municipalities pay investors the bond's set rate of return. If it underperforms, the municipality gets a risk share payment from the investor and now has the funds to try something else. If the project exceeds its goals, both parties win. The municipality saves money and the investor receives a higher rate of return. Pay for success. Quantified Ventures brokered the world's first environmental impact bond for the DC Water and Sewer Authority. The $25 million bond funded a green infrastructure project to manage stormwater runoff from 20 acres of impervious surfaces. Together with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, we're working with these new investors who want to make an impact, and municipalities who are attempting to solve a very serious environmental problem.
Baltimore City will be installing over 100 green infrastructure projects to manage and treat stormwater. Green infrastructure provides both environmental and social benefits like cooler neighborhoods, more walkable streets, improving air quality, and increased property value. Many of these projects are located in underserved neighborhoods and in dense row house neighborhoods lacking green space.
Stormwater management is an expensive proposition for most local governments around the Chesapeake Bay watershed. CBF wants to help them find the financing necessary to do this kind of management, and particularly we're interested in green infrastructure. A lot of local governments feel that this kind of proposition is a little risky, that the performance of that green infrastructure is not known yet. Sharing the risk with an investor is a way for them to produce these practices on the ground. CBF has always been an innovator, and we hope that this kind of an instrument can be useful across the Bay watershed for all kinds of local governments, so that they can get a handle on their stormwater problems and also achieve some other benefits along the way. Bottom line, we're interested in saving the Bay. We think the Environmental Impact Bond is a useful tool, and we want to try to prove it here.
Environmental impact bonds are a huge win-win for everybody and a home run for the Chesapeake Bay.